Okay, I don't know what happened to my other video, so we're going to continue on this one. And we're saying that when we divide, we subtract the exponents. So 8 minus 7 is 1. And then let's go to the y's. 10 minus 8, 2. And of course, you know that if you have an exponent of 1, it's like a coefficient of 1. You can omit it and you still know it's there. So your answer is this right here. Okay? All right. So ready with number 6. Now, remember what I said. I only have a little piece of paper right here. I only cut a little piece of paper. That way you can cover the bottom of this exercise. Let me zoom in again. All right. Because first we're going to work with the part on the top, all right? And what do we see? Now we see coefficients, all right? The 4 and the 3. I think this is a little bit out of focus. Better. So I'm going to highlight the coefficients. These are the x's. These are the y's. And then, of course, we have the c's. I'm just going to circle them. So first we have to simplify the part on the top. And the part on the top is multiplying, okay? So we're going, just like we did in the previous exercises. The 4 multiplies the 3, okay? So this is very easy. What if the letters were not there? I'm going to cover the letters with my fingers. You see 4 times 3. Can you see that? 4 times 3. So multiply the coefficients first. What is 4 times 3? 12, all right? Now let's move on to the x's. X to the 5 times x to the 9. What do you do with the exponents? If you're multiplying, you add them. 5 plus 9, 14. Now let's multiply the y's. Y times y. You have y to the power of what? 3 plus 6, 9. And then finally, let's go to the c's. Z to the 8 times z to the 2. 8 plus 2, 10. So now we simplified this part right here, okay? Now let's write and copy the part in the bottom. 2, x to the 10, y to the 5, z to the 6. So with these answers over here, with this part of the answer, not yet complete, we haven't finished, I'm going to highlight the coefficients again. Now, if you don't have highlighters, don't worry. I'm highlighting for the purpose of you identifying the variables, okay? If you have colored pencils or highlighters, of course you can do as I do, all right? So I've highlighted the coefficients, the x's, the y's, and the z's. I just circled them. So same thing that we did yesterday with our guided practice. I see the two coefficients, I see the two coefficients, 12. If I cover the letters, if I cover the x, the y, and the z, what do I see? 12 divided by 2. What is 12 divided by 2? You can just put it in your calculator or do it in your head. This gives you 6, right? 12 divided by 2 gives you 6. And now let's go to the letters. Simplifying this division. If we want to simplify the division of x to the 14th by x to the 10, what do we do with the exponents? We subtract. So 14 minus 10 gives you 4. For the y, 9 minus 5, 4. And the z's, 10 minus 6, 4. So this is your answer right here. Okay? All right. let's move on to number 7. Like I said, this is going to be more complex because we have two multiplications, a multiplication on the top first that we have to solve first, and then a multiplication in the bottom. All right, so don't try to do everything in one step. Follow the simplifying procedures or the simplifying steps, okay, the sequence. First, we're going to simplify the part on the top. All right, so again, I see coefficients. I'm going to highlight them. I see letter P, variable Q, and variable R. I'm going to repeat the yellow with the R. And I'm going to do the same over here in the bottom. Well, not until we get to that part. Okay, so first let's simplify the part over here on the top. Okay, so again, 5 times 4 gives you 20. And then with the letters, P times P to the 6, sorry, P to the 9 times P to the 6, you're going to get P to the power of. What do you do with the exponents? 9 plus 6, 15. Then let's move on to the Q. Q, you have Q to the 6 times Q to the 10. So 6 plus 10, 16. Let's move on to letter R. R to the 5 times R to the 8. 5 plus 8, 13. Okay, so that's the part on the top. Let me put the line right here. Now let's move on to the part in the bottom. Same thing. We're going to simplify and tackle this multiplication over here. 2. And what coefficient do we have here in front of the P? There's a 1. All right. So let me highlight the letters. P, Q, and R. By the way, I hope you're all keeping safe and occupied during these crazy days. All right, ready? So let's multiply. 2 times 1, it's 2. Then let's move on to the P. P to the 4th times P to the 3. What do you do with the exponents? Now remember, we're going to treat this as a regular multiplication. We know it's in the bottom. We know it's part of the denominator. But right now we need to simplify this part first. Okay? So 4 plus 3, 7. Then to the Q. Q to the 5 times Q to the 7. 5 plus 7, 12. And then the R. R to the cube times R to the 5. 3 plus 5 gives you 8. All right. So now we simplified the multiplication from the top, and it gave us this. And now we simplified the multiplication in the bottom, and we got this. Now we're ready to do the division. All right. So again, 20 divided by 2 gives you what? 10. And then P, Q, and R. Okay, so now that we're going dividing the letters, what do we do with the exponents? We subtract them. So we have the P, 15 minus 7 is going to give us what? 8, I think. I hope I'm not wrong. And then the Q. What do you do with the exponents? You subtract them. So 16 minus 12 gives you 4. And of course, when I'm saying the subtraction, I'm doing it in my head, but you can always use your calculator with your independent practice, okay? That's the answer right here.